Hey everybody, welcome back. I bet you're sick of seeing this team, but since we just ended Road to Top 10, I was still toying around with the team a little bit. That's how I got it up into like the 1700s, because I just thought it was really fun to play with. I actually stumbled across Daflo. Daflo is the Italian national champion of 2014. So this was kind of like a national champion versus national champion match. And I thought it was pretty interesting, so I wanted to share it with you guys. I am on the far side, if you're not aware. That's me. And Daflo is clearly Daflo. Looking at his team, one thing I noticed, Rotom Wash, really scary to my team. Outside of my Amoonguss, it does pretty well against everything just because it'll either hit everything neutrally or super affect my Rotom Heat with a Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp like half of my physical attackers. So I got to be careful about that. I'm looking at Charizard, and I'm thinking Charizard's probably the Mega, just because you don't really see Charizard without the Mega Stone, especially in high-level competitive play. And Garchomp's always a bit of a problem, so I lead Salamence Bisharp, just because I thought if he leads with anything, I can just assurance it, especially trying to get rid of this Rotom Wash. I'm really aiming to get rid of the Rotom Wash as soon as I can because it is such a big threat. He leads Scrafty Rotom Wash, which will give my Bisharp an Intimidate boost, a +1 because of Defiant, but it will nerf my Salamence just a little bit. I can still elect to go for Draco Meteors if I want, but I am Choice Scarf, so I will be locked into that. What I can immediately tell from this is either his Scrafty's got Taunt, and that's why he wasn't afraid of leading his Rotom Wash into my potential Amoonguss, or the Scrafty is running something like a Lumberry, and he's got his Venusaur in the back, which would be a good switch-in for him, since if I led Amoonguss into these two, he'd be in a lot of trouble, and you don't really see someone open themselves up to, such a scary lead. I mean, as Kangaskhan Amoonguss this early without some kind of a back plan. So I'm thinking Scrafty's either Taunt or as a Lum, and he's got Venusaur in the back to try to deal with a potential Spore coming in. We'll play into this first match, and don't forget, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I got to get rid of this Rotom Wash, but I don't know if the Scrafty's running Fake Out or not. I protect Bisharp because I don't want to lose my Sash, and he makes a great predict here. This is why he's national champion. He fakes out Salamence and Thunderbolts it for over half, and he gets the paralysis. Now, this is huge for him. This is huge momentum because now that Salamence is not only at -1 attack and it's physical, I'm basically useless because that Rotom can almost finish me off. So I got flinched. Obviously, that's why I didn't attack that turn from the fake out. So I'm coming into this next turn, and I'm still thinking, okay, this Rotom Wash, it's still a bit of a pain, but if I were him, what would I do? And I think, it's probably going to protect because he knows it's such a threat to my team. So I Iron Head into Scrafty, and he Drain Punches me. I survive, but I still had that Focus Sash intact, and I Brick Break. So I double into the Scrafty, which is definitely something I needed to do this early to at least get some momentum back. Now with Bisharp at 1.5 attack, I know I can KO the Scrafty, so that's good with an Iron Head. Or I can do a lot of damage to this Rotom, which just protected. The only thing that really got nerfed, especially because I got paralyzed, is that my Assurance is not doing 1.5 times damage anymore because I'm not hitting my opponent first. So that paralysis for him really working out big. Scrafty's in immediate danger, but Rotom Wash just protects. And I know Scrafty is a threat to Bisharp, so he'll think I'm going to target it, but I'm actually going to ignore it this turn and go after that protecting Rotom Wash just because it is such a threat to my team. On this next turn, he switches out also to save his Intimidate, and Aegis Slash is a great switch in here because I'm locked into Brick Break, and I used Iron Head last time. I'm clearly not going to KO Scrafty with a Dark move, so Aegis Slash would take both of those moves really, really well. I mean, Brick Break won't even freaking hit it. Thankfully for me, I hit the Rotom with Assurance, and I also Brick Break into it. He gets rid of my Bisharp with the Rotom Wash, which is a good move because it is such a threat, especially with his Aegis Slash on the field. And I went to Brick Break the Scrafty slot, just in case it stayed in and punched my Bisharp. I wanted to do a little bit of damage, also knowing that -1 Brick Break against the Rotom Wash, probably not the illest. So now I'm down 1 Pokemon. One of my guys is at -1 and paralyzed, and he's got 2 at about half health and 2 full health, and I still haven't seen the Mega. So it's either he's running this Charizard by itself, or potentially his Garchomp or his Venusaur are Mega as well. So I send in my Kangaskhan here. And I do this because I need to start. My last guy was Rotom Wash, and I did not want, or my last guy's Rotom Heat, and I didn't want to send that out into the face of Rotom Wash. So I kind of had no option but to go with Kangaskhan. He switches in Scrafty for the Intimidate, making my Salamence even more useless, as well as my Kangaskhan. And here, I actually Power Up Punch my own Salamence, expecting him to think that I would hit into the Rotom Wash to KO it, since it does have the Will-O-Wisp threat. knowing I can't hit Aegislash, especially if it wants to go for a substitute, and Aegislash in this situation, knowing that I'm stuck in a Brick Break and Kangaskhan can't hurt it, Daflo's thinking, hey, I get a free substitute up, why not take it? That's why I don't fall for it, I don't attack into it, I also don't attack into the Rotom Wash spot, and I instead Power Up Punch my own teammate, in case the Rotom Wash protected or something. I didn't know. I didn't want him to switch into Garchomp and me take Rocky Helmet and Rough Skin either, so I Power Punch my own Salamence because it is kind of useless, and I kind of want to get rid of it a little bit just to clear up my field. So I'm at +1 now with Kangaskhan, which is really essential, as I Brick Break into the Scrafty because I want to do a little bit of damage on the Rotom Wash spot if I had any chance whatsoever, and I obviously can't hit Aegislash. I protect Kangaskhan here from the Fake Out because Kangaskhan is the threat, and hoping, crossing my fingers, Salamence goes down, which it does. So he takes out Salamence for me, puts himself into Blade mode. He has leftovers, so he's getting his health back, but I definitely needed Salamence out of there because it was doing not a whole lot of damage. He got rid of it because another Brick Break would have done like Scrafty in, so this way he's trying to protect it a little bit. It's still doing a little bit of damage, and I'm sure he didn't want me to switch it out and switch it back in later. What that really tells me is that he's either afraid of the Intimidate, or he's got something that's really not going to hit it very hard. So I'm thinking Venusaur is his last one, just because he'd be stuck. I mean, Sludge Bomb would still do it, but he knew that, yeah, Kangaskhan's either getting faked out, probably switching or protecting. So not a bad move on his part to try to catch a switch out on my Salamence. I'm here with Kangaskhan, and I think, hey, I need another boost if I'm going to win this game. So I Power Up Punch on the Scrafty. He stays in. I only get one hit. And I Thunderbolt the Aegislash because I don't want the -2 special attack from overheating. The Flash Cannon on my Kangaskhan does over half, and now I'm in a deep pinch. If I lose any one of these, like, this game's over. He's still got 3 Pokemon. So knowing that if Aegislash attacks again, my Kangaskhan goes down, that's really scary. Here's his final Pokemon. So now we've seen all 4, and now I know for sure, okay, I mean, if this Venusaur's not Mega, then he didn't bring his Mega. Can I imagine that? No, not really. So that's got to be Mega. And right here, we're in a serious situation. My +2 Kangaskhan can Sucker Punch KO the Aegislash, can return KO the Venusaur. Now, is the Venusaur going to stay in to take this return? I don't think so. Aegislash is there. An Overheat's definitely going to KO it. Thunderbolt probably won't, just because I don't have a lot of special attack, and I'm actually running the wrong Rotom. I'm supposed to have at least another 56 EVs in my special attack stat, and more speed. So Showdown, when I moved houses, because I play sometimes on my laptop in my other house, it didn't update. I didn't update it here, so I'm running a slightly less offensive Rotom, which would really shoot me in the back. So instead, I'm thinking, okay, here are his options. Venusaur tries to attack and would get KO'd by my Kangaskhan. Aegislash tries to pick off my Kangaskhan as his Venusaur protects. That's potential, but that would be him betting that I'm not going to overheat with Rotom. So probably that Aegislash has to either King Shield here, or it has to switch. He does have Rotom Wash in the back, and Rotom Wash eating up my overheat, putting me at -2 special attack, you know, being stuck because I can't switch out. That's a really good move. So I think it's either it's a gamble between him switching out to Rotom Wash to try to nerf my special attack like that, or him staying in and King Shielding, which, depending on what my set is, if he's in King Shield, he's not going to take the overheat next turn. Now, I think, honestly, he should have double protected here. I think that was his best move. And instead, I'm going to go and I'm going to call. He's probably going to switch out to Rotom Wash to try to nerf my special attack. And that's exactly what he does. He sends out Aegislash into this Rotom Wash. His Venusaur Megas, I protect in case my Thunderbolt, because I'm choosing to Thunderbolt that slot, expecting the Rotom Wash to come in, and I know I need to be able to two-shot it with my Rotom Heat if I want any chance of winning this game. So I go to protect Kangaskhan, because if the Aegislash did get ballsy, stay in, and attack my Kangaskhan, I knew my Thunderbolt wouldn't KO the Blade Form Aegislash, or at least it'd be close, so I didn't want to risk it. So I protect Kangaskhan, expecting his Mega Venusaur to protect, which it does. My Thunderbolt goes off, and because I wanted that Rotom Wash to come in because I needed two-shot it. I do get a crit. Like I'm saying, this is 56 points weaker than it's supposed to be. So I definitely would have the two-shot and the outspeed on my other Rotom because it's got a lot more speed as well. But getting this crit here means that my next shot's not going to be a dice roll. It would have been a damage roll for a two-shot on my Rotom Heat onto his Rotom Wash if I'm running this wrong Rotom and I didn't get a crit. But if I was running the right Rotom, it would have two-shot anyway. So right now, that since the Venusaur just protected, Rotom Wash is in threat of my Rotom Heat because he doesn't know if my Rotom Heat's faster yet, but I'm running a pretty decent amount of speed, so I'm fairly confident. And his only back is that Aegislash, so is he going to switch it into my return? Let's find out. He does not. Decides to take this frustration. He goes down. +2 Kangaskhan's really strong. I find out I am faster, and I get the KO there. So thankfully, even though I'm running the wrong Rotom Heat, Still came through. And then I have Kangaskhan here, and I'm going to Sucker Punch as I Will-O-Wisp because I expected him not to attack or anything, and I don't want to nerf my special attack just yet because I can Thunderbolt and break these subs. And right now he's pretty much locked down. I make a Protect here. I really should just be Sucker Punching, Thunderbolting, but I thought he'd King Shield to try to stall out some of my Sucker Punches. He doesn't. He just straight up Shadow Balled my Rotom Heat. And now he's stuck. He's got a, he's got a King Shield here, and he doesn't. He just goes because he knows it's over, so he just goes for the attack. And that's this battle. It was really close. That the fact that he got that paralysis on my Salamence really early was really scary. What allowed me to come back was the fact that I got Kangaskhan up to +2, and I made that Rotom Wash switch in. If I didn't make that call, I was in a lot of trouble. If he had King Shielded Aegislash, though, while he protected Venusaur, I would have been forced to either I'd be forced to hit the Venusaur as I overheated the Aegislash, putting it down to whatever. And then his Rotom Wash could have come in and won. So I would have had to have Sucker Punched the Aegislash on that following turn unless I called him switching on that turn. I'm not sure if you guys can follow this, but this is how I see it in my head. So I think, in all honesty, if he had King Shielded there, he had a better chance of winning. Calling the switch out, him thinking I was going to overheat, that won me the game right there. So once I was able to lock down that Rotom Wash in 2 shots, that was that. That was this battle, guys. So that was I just want to show you kind of like a high level battle between using this team, because the team is pretty solid. I really like it. This is one I built from scratch in the shower. It's got a lot of elements of different people's teams, like partially Stump's, but I use it completely differently in the fact that I like using it like Aerodactyl Bisharp mode, as opposed to Stump had a Habenberry Salamence when he ran it, and I ran the way more defensive Rotom Heat with leftovers, and he was running like Life Orb because I need to pivot around Rotom Heat. So I just wanted to show you guys, like I said, a relatively higher level battle with it to show you it's not just a weak team I'm picking off noobs with. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys liked the Road to Top 10 series, because I just walked. If you didn't watch it, I literally used this team from the very bottom of the Showdown ladder and keep playing until I get to the top. This game actually put me into 17-14, so the team's pretty solid. And if you want to use it, I'll probably come up with some stats. Tell me if you guys want to see all the stats for the team so you can just copy paste it. I might be willing to do that. I might just give you guys pieces. And don't forget to just be good people. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.